So, welcome to our YouTube channel LemonTopper for our initiative Master Vocab 30. So, let us look for the list of articles from today's Hindu newspaper, that is March 23, 2026. Right. So, and these are the important articles from today's Hindu newspaper. So, directly from the editorial page. So, it is digital exile and the double engine government regarding the a serious question on federalism, and then the recent section 301 as a weapon for future tariffs by the US, and then from the opinion page regarding the Ayush as an opportunity to make it global, and then India's dual dependence on West Asia, so for the urea production. And then coming on to the text and the context page, it speaks on the insurance penetration, what it actually reveals. Then, is compulsory voting feasible in India? So we are going to see through this video. And then the other text and context article is, so how for the West Asian war threatens the glass supply. So remembering the creation of the gas grid, the innovation that never been built, right? So then other news articles like so blocks for auctioned for the critical minerals, and then so the justice flags reticence shown by the courts to grant the bail, and then the other articles like the procurement is of wheat and rice is consistently low, and then regarding the inquiry and the persecution wings of the local, and then regarding the fees rationalization of the Sainik schools to make and the greater inclusivity. And then there was an article on the science regarding the um, agri photovoltaics, which means turning the Indian farms as a dual purpose powerhouses, right? So these are the articles you must be going through from today's Hindu newspaper. And if your exams are serious about both the national and the international events, so you must be covering all these articles, right? So for today, let us explore one editorial section. So it is from the text and the context page. It is compulsory voting feasible in Indian context, right? So you know that voting right to vote is a statutory right. So is it the article speaks about making a case for an compulsory voting, to what extent it is practically feasible in India, and what are the case with the uh, countries across the world. So the article speaks on this lines. So considering the Supreme Court even said that right to not vote also a freedom of expression under Article 19 as a fundamental right. So article speaks on this lines. So please go through this article. So right. So let us go for the list of the words from this article. So first it is feasible. So means something possible and practical to achieve, right? So voter turnout means the proportion of eligible voters who cast their vote, right? Mandatory means something very mandated or required by the law or the rule, right? Hearing means a formal process of listening to the arguments before a decision being made. Particularly, you know that it is the term is related to the court, right? Poll means the process of voting in the elections. Discrimination is unfair treatment based on differences among the individuals or the groups. Disqualified means made ineligible under the rules of the law. Constitution, you know that the supreme law of the land based on which the country is governed, right? So entitled means someone have an legal right or claim to have something, right? Then ordinarily resident means usually living in a particular place. Resident means he is living in a particular place. Constituency, which means that area represented by an elected official, right? Then electoral roll, which means that official list of the eligible voters. Statutory right means the right granted and protected by the law. So when it is said in the constitution directly, it is a constitutional right. You know that right to property is a constitutional right. Statutory right, which means right to vote, is a statutory right because it is protected by the law. Which law? Representation of People Act, right? So functional democracy means a system where the democratic process is operating effectively, right? Neither nor means something, not the one thing or not the other two. See, we have given the meanings here in English as well. Parallelly, we have given the meanings in Hindi here. So if you are comfortable with English, you can read this English meanings. If you are comfortable with Hindi, you can go through this Hindi meanings, right? At the end, you must understand the article in a better way, right? So going on to the next list of word, legal duty means something, an obligation imposed by the law. Proposal means some suggestions or the plans taken for consideration. Debated means discussions made considering the different viewpoints. Electoral reforms, which means the changes aimed at improving the election system. Citing means referring to something as a evidence or a reason. Awareness campaigns means an organized effort to inform and educate the public. Here it refers to regarding the voting, right? So the voter turnout, you know that a level of participation of voters in a particular election, it can be parliamentary or state level or local, right? A direct corollary of means that a immediate result or a natural outcome of something. Severity means something serious or an intensity of an situation. Enforcement of the penalty means applying the punishments as per the rules or the law. Valid reasons means something which is acceptable and justified, right? Denied means refused or not allowed. Penalizing means you're you're punishing or disadvantage for an action, right? Harsh treatment means strict or severe step taken to control a situation. Constitutional perspective means a view based on the principles laid out in the supreme law of the land, right? See, and we have given the Hindi meanings too. See, we have given very basic meanings, and even again we have repeated certain words like voter turnout, all those things, right? So proposals are also very basic words. So the idea behind it is no one should be left out in getting the meaning from for a particular article, right? So hope you understand the idea behind giving each and every word to the maximum extent possible from an article that an aspirant might be looking for, right? Next, moving on to the next set of words. So violating means you know that breaking or going against a rule. Fundamental right means you know that the basic right granted in the constitution of the country. So for us, it is in the part 3. Way forward means what is the future course of actions to solve a particular issue or a problem. So minority of the total worth, a small proportion, neither desirable nor feasible. So it says that it is not suitable and also it is not at all practical. Fostering means something encouraging. Enthusiasm means a strong interest or eagerness towards something. Innovative campaigns means that a creative efforts to reach people. Social media, online platforms used to communication or sharing. You know that all social media, Facebook, Twitter, all those things are social media platforms. Migrant workers means who move from place to place in search of work, right? Statutory holidays means public official holiday declared by the law. Coupled with, which means combined or used together with, right? Next is the advent of, means that the arrival or beginning of something new. Robust means it is strong and effective in its performance, right? Stakeholders means people or the groups affected or involved in a particular circumstances or an issue, right? Next, it is remote voting. So voting without being physically present at the polling booth. Okay, it is called remote voting. You can say postal ballot, all those things, right? So see, the idea of giving so the idea behind giving all these many words is not to memorize this. See, okay, right? So the idea behind it is to help you to finish the article in a short span of the time, which most of the aspirants are missing out. Okay. And moving on to the other articles from today's Hindu newspaper. So it is Digital Excel. So this speaks about the information technology rules. So where recent critics on the India stands on the West Asian crisis. So all those comments were deleted from the all those comments were deleted or their accounts were blocked. So this article speaks about the freedom of expression. Then regarding the double engine government, so where the particular same party in the both is in power both at the center and the state, how far it is affecting the concept of federalism, right? Then regarding the US local law section 301 as a weapon to impose for tariffs in the near future on few countries, right? So then on the opinion page, you can see about the use of Ayush as an opportunity to make it global, considering the recent signing of free trade agreement with the European Union, right? And then so India's dual dependence on the West Asia. How far India is dependent for the urea production and or the import of the urea, considering the West Asian crisis, right? So the natural gas, you first it speaks about the natural gas used for the production of urea. Second, it speaks about the its import dependence on the of the urea, right? A dual dependence. Next, how for the density and the penetration of the insurance in the country. And regarding this, next, West Asia war threatens the gas supply. Remembers a gas grid India never built. So though the idea of creating the gas grid was as early as 1950s under the Jawaharlal Nehru period. So over a time of the neglect of such an idea led India to face multiple vulnerabilities. So which led over a time again the country to come with a new mission called National Coal Gasification Mission, right? So this article speaks about this to make India a self-reliant. Then from the science page, you can see the need for an agricultural photovoltaic cells, making the farms both for the agricultural production and also for the production of solar energy. It speaks on these two aspects. So you please go to this article and read. It is very useful, right? So I think so that's all for today. And for this articles, the list of words, as you all know, it is given in lemontopperstudy.com. So you can go to our lemontopperstudy.com portal. So where we post the list of words every day by 11 a.m. morning. So you can straight away go to our portal and scroll and get the list of the words. And it is lemontopperstudy.com, right? So that's all for today. If you have any doubts and clarifications regarding our initiative, please post your comments on the comment box below the video. We will try to reply very soon. Right. So thank you for listening. Keep learning, guys. Bye.